Hey, Housewives.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back. For those that are our audio listeners, you are missing out because we have some wonderful in-studio guests.
Very handsome ones.
Oh, suck up. Go ahead, Tracy. Why don't you introduce your guests?
Oh, we have the unlikely husbands with us for the third or fourth episode of the 4 years we've been together.
Yep. We can only let them on once a year.
Really... 4 years that we have been together for the podcast.
It's just
not
proof
with
that
our
we're
spouse.
still around.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
It is.
Exactly. Andrew, I'll drive back to our homes after this is done.
Oh.
No, we have to do it so people know that we haven't killed them.
Right.
It's really just
Today's
proof of life.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Well, we talk a lot about marriage, and it's not
Murder.
just
What?
marriage.
Oh, marriage. Sorry. Yes, we do.
And it's always our version and our story. And so we thought we should have them on and, allow them to give their piece, but we control the mic. So it is what it is. Good one. Okay. So for those of you that are new and haven't met our husbands yet, this is my handsome husband, Chris, of 20 years. Yahoo, we've made it 20 years. That's pretty freaking good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah. So all of the things that we say are because we're perfect and we have never had any problems in the last 20 years.
And my husband, Andrew, here, and we have been married for almost 18 years. And we're
Every year people lose money on the over under.
Yeah, I know. Yes, but we're a hot freaking mess. So that is our take. So
we are too. We just don't admit it.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's healthy, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Let's have
To fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Denial.
Mhm. And denial. That's great. Well, we've kind of have gone back and forth on what we wanted a topic to be today. And while we had one idea in mind, then we quickly realized that no, that was probably not a good idea when we started to talk to our husbands about it. Or
Well,
my
because-
husband.
Well, because one couple does one thing one way and another couple does things another way. So
Yes.
we decided that maybe we shouldn't have a very open, unfiltered, therapeutic conversation.
No, we're going to have we're having a broader, it's just not going to be that specific.
Yeah, we're not going to
Okay.
dive into the Stein-Shira,
Dynamics.
or the
It wouldn't be very-
cobwebs. I don't know.
No. Yeah. The skeletons in the closet. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, but we are going to talk about something that I think a lot of couples have problems with, not problems, but deal with,
Yeah.
where
Opportunities.
opportunity.
Yeah. I like
Thank
that
you.
one. Uh-huh.
Thank you. Where you think your spouse should be reading your mind and you're not sure why not.
Yeah.
So,
So let's start with a question.
oh,
Chris, how well can you read my mind?
Really, really poorly. I'm not good at it.
Well, you're getting better.
I think I'm reading your mind, but I'm telling stories and then
Mm-hmm.
end up making it worse.
what about you, Tracy? How well can you read Chris's mind?
Very well, actually.
So conceited.
No, I think it's because I know how I would prefer him to read my mind and all the things that I'm thinking. So I'm constantly
Really good
thinking-
at it. Yeah.
So I'm constantly thinking about what's going on in his mind. And this is very fresh and new because this is just what we do. We have had a recent conversation and I remember bringing it up to him, the feelings that I was thinking about him. And he was like, you have no idea. Do you know what I'm thinking? Nothing. I was like, wait, no, this is what
Which
I'm
is
thinking.
why she's lying that she reads my mind because
He
there's
doesn't-
nothing to read.
He's like, no, I'm really thinking nothing right now. Because I'm
Read
like,
and enjoying it,
Yeah.
by the way.
Well,
why is that?
there's a meme though that it's like the husband and wife laying in bed
yeah.
and she's thinking like,
Mhm.
he didn't talk to me all day and da 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 da, and he must be thinking about the other woman, da da da, and he's thinking, gosh, why did I miss that third putt?
Yeah.
on-"
Yeah. How did I 3-putt 17?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like, and it's just like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, they're not thinking about that as much as we are.
It's kind of like when we'll get into introductions, but when I annoy you on car rides because I like having silence, she has to have music or a podcast or something going. I'm like, I just enjoy not hearing anything. And she's like, this is so boring. I'm just going to go to sleep.
Yes, actually it is. It's quiet.
So where's your happy medium on that?
She goes to sleep and I
That's
listen to nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
You
kind
still
of
have silence.
yeah. Well,
An occasional
honestly,
snore.
I was gonna say- I knew you
Yeah,
were
she's
gonna
good
say that.
snorer.
Yeah. So are you? Our daughter
I've
has
gotten
recorded.
better.
Our
Gotten
daughter
better.
has recording to prove it to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have
so-
recording
Yeah.
to prove it.
And I have them with you.
I know. More recently. What the heck?
We should post those.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Maybe-
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No.
We're not
Okay.
here to humiliate each other.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. I mean, it's a bonus.
Aren't you going to
I can.
introduce me?
I did. My husband have
Oh, that's it.
that. What
I thought it was going to kind of be like a 5-minute spiel,
of what?
like being at my own
high-
funeral or something.
your highlights?
Okay.
Okay. Well.
All right.
You're the. No, I got nothing.
All right.
All right. So we'll work on that.
How about the question back to us reading minds?
Mhm.
Yes. How well do you read my mind?
Oh, I don't think your mind.
Uh-huh.
That's what I heard.
I know. Yeah. He's trying to. He's trying to.
I'm trying less reading and trying to tell your mind what to think. So
Yeah, that's true.
it hasn't worked out very well.
See, and I'm not very good at reading your mind. However, there are things where I'm like, well, this would make sense to me. So if I do the opposite, that's probably what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a really good point.
So it's like when he asks me, like, what shirt do you like better? I tell him one, and then I know that he's going to go in the closet and put on the other shirt that I didn't say.
Yes.
And I'm like,
fair.
yep, that tracks.
Yeah.
Got it.
We don't
Mhm.
ask because we just need reinforcement of what we picked.
So if we pick the opposite, you're going to go with what
Probably.
you picked. Yeah.
Probably.
But then why do you give us choices?
I don't know. The same reason
wanted to
that
give
you
you a
guys ask
chance to be
us.
right.
You do the same thing.
I don't think I give him choices. I think I'm like, this is my idea. This is what we're doing.
I feel like she asked me.
With what you're wearing?
I mean, it's usually
I-
like, does this make my butt look big?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it's your butt that makes your butt big. Sorry.
Honesty is a good policy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would cry if your butt said
Mhm.
I really do think that I've said this on the podcast before about how, like, when we were newly married and we came up with we were discussing the topic, and I don't know, I wasn't really happy about it at the time because I told my friends, but Andrew says, like, well, yeah, if you got really obese and fat and stopped taking care of yourself, he goes, I would divorce you. And I was like,
Not like immediate. We'd like do Jenny
You get some
Craig.
time, yeah.
We'd go through. There's several steps.
Oh my gosh.
and I said,
Ozempic is pretty popular. You know? So,
thank
Yeah,
you.
he knew that was coming around.
yeah.
And I said, what? That's super shallow. And he's like, no, it really isn't. He goes, because if you're no longer taking care of your body, then you don't feel your best and you're not acting your best. He goes, so you're no longer the person that I married. And I was like,
Well, good luck making it through menopause, Tori.
it's fine. I'm just not going to eat.
That doesn't work either.
Oh, great. Aw. Well,
Andrew, hang on.
yeah. Go ahead.
Hit the funny button. No.
Yeah, the laughter.
But
So yeah, no, but it
Oh.
was, I mean, I was in my 20s at the time, and my friends were like, wow, that's really shallow. And I was like, well, I mean, it kind of makes way, because it's true. As women, when we don't feel good about ourselves, we start acting different, right? I mean, and we're not ourselves. I would say that. But all right, so that's just us. It's okay, babe.
She's
Yeah.
defending you. She's
I
got you.
I do.
All the hate mail's going to roll in.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm going to have to be the one to answer it. That's
Mhm.
okay. It's
Mhm.
okay.
No, you're going to text me and be like, how do I respond? Because that's what happened.
That is what happens because I'm like, I don't know how to say this
Nicely.
nicely.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
So,
So let's get on with the topic of reading each other's mind. And really it comes down to communication. Communication is one of the greatest obstacles in marriage. And that goes along with, how do I want to say it? Finances, sex, but you got to communicate about those things too.
Those are the
So-
only two things y'all talk about is
That's
money
it.
and sex. It's like a rap song.
no, if we
have always been the most important things in my mind. Now one is more important to her than
Yeah. The finances probably. Huh? Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's another topic.
hormones are an amazing thing.
no, we can go there because we've teased that every single time we've had them on.
Oh man.
No, but you're right. As far as communication is, would you say that your communication now is different than it was 20 years ago?
Yes.
Absolutely.
What makes it different?
I think for me, it's just the confidence in our marriage and how we've grown together and matured. Like we can talk about those things. It's still uneasy. It's still hard to bring up hard topics, but we absolutely still talk about them.
I think just being married, as long as we have the knowing that communication is going to be the weakness that we have, it usually will lead to the biggest fights and the silence. And we just had this conversation with our son the other night of this lack of conversation and communicating what's on your mind leads to bitterness, leads to anger, silence, and it breaks your heart more than it actually fixes the problem. So I learned really early on that fixing the problem as quick as possible requires us to communicate what happened and then hopefully not be able to continue to make that same mistake. And I screw up and I continue to make the same mistake, but at least we communicate about it now.
Andrew and I tend to suppress and suppress. And so it's like we just let it chip away at our souls until we finally then, blow up on something that has nothing to do with what we're actually upset about. And then we, wonder why the other person is like, whoa, what happened? I have no idea. And then we're just pissed off because this wasn't the problem, but it was everything else that was the problem. So do you find yourself coming to as things are coming up, you're able to address them quicker or not suppressing them as much?
We're both avoiders of conflict because we don't want to hurt the other person. And so we're hurting ourselves instead because we don't want to hurt the other person.
I'm sorry. I was giggling because that's not Andrew and I.
Well, then share your perspective.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Because you guys would love to hurt each other.
When we're mad at each other.
Foreplay.
When we're mad at each other, we are very petty and intentional about what we know the other person will not like.
We know how to push buttons.
Yes.
And we will push buttons just to try to gotcha.
Dig it
Especially if we think the other person's wrong.
Well, isn't that why you aren't talking in the first place?
Well, yeah, but
Because you
we
think
just
the
make
other person's wrong and you're right.
Right. And we just make it worse. I mean, so really we've gone, I think, what's our record of 4 or 5 days? 5 days maybe of silent treatment?
Oh, yeah. Those good days when I was traveling.
All right,
It's a lot less since I'm not traveling.
Yeah,
as much.
it is.
So,
give us an example. Our listeners need to understand that they're not alone.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. How about in the early days of our marriage when?
No, current.
No. Damn it.
Nice try.
Man.
Not a repeat story.
What's the last? I'm trying to think of what's the last thing we really went silent treatment on.
we can always go through finances, right?
Yeah. This is
Because
why.
it'll be like budget and then ding dong. Oh, look, Amazon's here again. Ding dong. Oh, 3 times in one day.
Yeah.
That was a problem during the pandemic
Mhm.
where it became a hobby to shop.
Just then? Shop
Well,
tour.
it was more of a hobby.
Well, says the guy that just
For-
brought home.
for
a
us-
No,
different-
no,
I-
no,
no,
this is
no,
not the point of
no,
this
this is,
episode.
I'm not. It's just
Okay.
saying.
Silent treatment.
Just man,
They're quiet now.
who goes back and forth and tells me wow, you just spent a lot of money on stuff that we,
Mhm.
from Amazon. And then I said, well, you aren't allowed to go to the grocery store because then you come home with boxes of cake mix and icing and popsicles and Klondike bars.
What would you do?
And a slushy
Oh,
machine.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty fun house.
I'm
I
just-
know. I get
I
it. You'll have to quit bragging on me.
And my girls would say, best dad.
Yeah, right.
Yes, yes.
What did Jay say when she was over at your house?
Oh my gosh, I was asking the girls what they did today. And she's like, "Wait, grocery shopping." And I was like, "Oh, how fun." She goes, "It was." And I was like, "It was? You enjoy grocery shopping?" She goes, "Yeah, when we go with daddy, he buys us sweets."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. That's not a bad thing, Dad.
You're good.
So we
At least your
avoided
daughters want to be around you.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
No.
So we avoided
We'll be here for you in a couple years, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
the argument. Yeah, it would be something because again, suppress. Then you mention it in casual conversation, hey, we should really kind of budget. Now, to me, that's hey, woman, get it straight, right? We're done spending money. And to her, it's yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah,
That's a
we don't.
suggestion.
Yeah, we don't need to have 7 dresses. Six is okay. I didn't mean to do 6, 7, by the way. But
I did.
but yeah, so something along those lines. And then I'm like, did she not listen to what I said? I thought we had a very clear conversation that we need to kind of tighten the belt a little bit. And then I'll be like, look, yep, nice dress, love it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Isn't that funny though that you communicated the way in which you clearly would understand what you said,
Mhm.
but she needs to be communicated in a different, there needs to be more into what you said for it to, for her to hear the same thing you're communicating.
Mhm. Because I've been thinking about it for
Right.
so much and
Right.
so long that that's always
I really enjoy this. You guys, I don't get this opportunity where she has to go. It's just, but you two shut her up like 3
Mhm.
times in a row. That was really good.
And this isn't just at you, Tori. I think this is
No.
Tracy too.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
But I
and
want
back at it for me.
right. But I'm wondering if I casually mention something and say, like, I thought you were gonna start waking up early and working out with the girls on the regular. And then nothing happens. I just casually mentioned because I've been thinking about it, but
Mhm.
yet nothing actually happens. Then I would say that no, that is not the way that he needs to be communicated with.
right, which is
Yeah.
what I'm saying is
Right.
the way you said it, you thought it was enough. He takes it. Same thing happens with Tracy and I, or I say something that I think I believe that I communicated it as explicitly as it could possibly be explained. She needed more detail. And because she didn't get all that, it's as if I didn't say it.
Right. It's a suggestion.
Yes.
Mhm.
100%.
You're like, oh, thanks for the feedback.
Yep.
Great.
Mhm.
Gonna keep
Yep.
doing this.
We've had the same. Your finance one is not. I would say our biggest issues we've ever had have been finance and
Oh, yeah.
kid parenting.
Yeah.
Parenting is the number one.
Yeah.
But our biggest silent treatments, however, our longest was probably most recently.
Mm,
I said something. I don't remember what I said, but my answer is you apologize. You say that wasn't what was my intention.
Yeah.
I think
wouldn't
that's
say
a
it was
really
long
easy.
one.
Huh?
It
That
was-
was
it
like
was like-
3 days.
No, it wasn't. It was like overnight.
I feel like
I-
it was longer.
Yeah.
Well, it
When-
feels like an eternity when your wife ain't happy.
I don't. I
It's true.
I can't fathom going 4 or 5 days because it is the most uncomfortable feeling for me
Oh, it's
not
Mhm.
being able to communicate with my best friend.
yeah.
And that's not fun. And no matter what point I'm trying to make, it doesn't really do anything but hurt me more. And the reason that we're angry at each other is thinking that we're going to hurt the other person, and it ends up not being.
Right. You end up
It ends
hurting
up
yourself
equal hurt.
more. Yeah.
I would rather enjoy walking in the front door, giving my wife a kiss, talking about how the day went, than being pissed at her to try to prove a point that, what point am I trying to prove? There's
Mhm.
plenty of people I have to do that with at work, out in public, that the person I have to spend the next 80 years with is not going to be the person that I, that's a long
You think
time.
you're gonna make it?
One
to
time.
126?
Wow, that's pretty good.
Little Moses.
Through the
I think it was
mud.
80. I think it was
Yeah.
80 years maybe when we first got
Nope, that wouldn't have
Nope, that
worked
wouldn't
either.
have worked
babe.
either.
Yeah.
No, bad.
6, 7.
Yeah.
Six,
7.
yeah.
And the
Oh.
reason why I pointed at you is you're not supposed to look that way at
I
them. You're
know,
supposed to
I know.
look
It's
know.
hard.
It-
we
it's
do this
really
all
hard.
the time. We're in the same room,
Exactly.
but it's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But it
So
looks like
that was my opinion. I think the feeling of anger, I've heard it once before. It's like there's so many things that we have to deal with in the world that the person that we married and we have to be around and support, and hopefully each of us are doing the same thing of supporting each other, should be the last one that I hold grudges against or want to hurt.
a very good point. If you have a very mature answer. to that.
Doesn't mean I always act that way, but it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit to sit down and think about it and recognize that, I don't know. We're also trying to teach kids how to operate.
When did
in the
Chris,
real world.
Chris get so preachy?
I know.
Here's the thing. It's funny. We talked about this just about, I don't know, a couple
Quite
weeks
weird.
ago.
Salt and pepper.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it's only been a month and the grades are already coming in. When your kids get a little bit older, guys, it's a whole nother level. And that's
Oh yeah,
we
look
were
at
just
this.
we were just discussing this at the last, I don't know, conversation. It's like right now things are really hard and it hurts the mama's heart a lot more in the teenage years. The things that happen, the emotional stress, the load of like letting go and moving on and having teens and this like tug of war that is now happening when you have an almost 18-year-old. And I mean, even the almost 16-year-old, like we're just in this season of like great kids, but like stuff happens and it's harder on me and it's more understanding for him. He has that like really incredible logical brain that can separate the emotional from the like what's really going on. And for the first time, I get to like not for the first time, but for the like I haven't had to like struggle the way I'm struggling now in mothering. Like it's just been natural for me. And like it was, when they were little and toddlers, and I was always planning the play dates and doing things. But now the stepping back for me is really difficult. And he can see that and he can separate that and be there for me in a way that I haven't had to have yet. So it's interesting because now I'm really leaning into him and communicating like what I'm thinking and feeling because I don't know what to do with it. So this is very new for us. So I think
Stepping
that's
back
why,
because there's like nothing for you to fix.
yeah, like you have to let the kids figure it out.
Mhm.
Like it's just a part of the way things are now.
So do you feel like as a mother, you're not as needed?
Not as much from a like in a good way. This is in a good way. Like I'm not as much needed as the like person to be with, right? Like they don't need me. I also don't want them to. I'm like, go do your own laundry, go make your own dinner, go figure things out unless I'm doing it. So it's a good thing, but it's more I would say, how do we describe our most recent season? Like it's a tug of war. I don't know how to describe it.
I I think the process of the kids getting older and believing they're adults and that their parents don't know what they're talking about, and that's a new idea for.
Mhm.
I've always knew it was coming. I've said
I knew
this
it
from
was
the
coming
day.
too, but
I said
until
this from the
someone
day
like
that our kids were born, especially the girls. I said, you have no idea. Every girl I ever knew in high school hated their mother. And it was like, not that it was that they actually did. It was just this idea of they battled. And
Mhm.
I think she had this like looking through rose colored glasses and everything was going to be sunshine and rainbows. And but I think that is, I expected this. I didn't expect I was going to get involved in it. I thought that I was going to still be the cool dad and everybody wanted to be around me. I take the biggest brunt of most of it, but I said this to our son the other night, like I can handle it,
Mhm.
right? It's okay if it's me that has to be the one that you want to give the silent treatment to or not communicate with, and I can handle it, but mom takes it in a different way. And so
Mhm.
I think there's just a lot of, as we get older and I start to realize how short the time period is that we're going to have with kids, that's the other reason that our relationship has to be stronger than ever because I'm battling with kids at the same time that I'm supposed to be, or that I could be battling with my wife. That's not. I'll never
And
come
just
home
about
from
what?
work.
Well, how many years? 6 years? How many years do we have?
8
And that's
years.
just us anyway.
Yeah. So I try to think of things that way of just, we have a very short period of time with kids in the house, and then we're going to have to figure out how to operate as two older adults living in a house together. And I would assume we have a lot less things to be mad about, but
We'll see.
yeah, it'll be something new.
Very good. We're obviously not, we're on the cusp of that.
You're still in the fun season. Your girls love being with you. They just said they loved going grocery shopping.
They love being
With
with
me.
dad. Dad is the fun dad. I'm the one that's not fun. Yeah. I mean, I will.
There's a reason why your nickname is Mommy Buzzkill.
Oh,
So
And that's
okay,
not even
time out.
that's not even a
Who
reason.
created that nickname?
Ah.
Dad. Not cool.
MBK,
Mhm.
What is MBK?
Mommy Buzzkill.
Mommy Buzzkill.
Sometimes we'll just shorten
Use
it.
the acronyms.
Yep, Jules will be like MBK.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I sorry,
Yeah. No, but I've had that nickname for how many years?
We used to be Dream Killer before kids came
Before
along.
kids, it was just you.
Yeah, just Dream Killer.
Dream.
And then now it's Mommy Buzzkill. So
Yeah.
Mm.
So
it's gonna be a big tombstone with all the nicknames.
nicknames. Yeah.
Clearly, you don't take things as personal as I do. Or maybe you do, and you don't talk about it. You
Communicate.
silent treatment it.
Mhm.
She goes to bed at 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, we both have our roles and things that we're good at. And I know what parts not what I play in it. And I understand sometimes I'm the bad guy.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I do. But also I'm the one that's like, hey, let's go to Silver Dollar City we'll leave at 7:00 at night and go and wake up at 6:00 in the morning, do Silver Dollar City all day, and then come home in one night. And then, and then we're back at it. Like I do the adventures kind of things, but it's more,
The day to day.
I'm not a fun mom. Right?
I wouldn't say that. I'm maybe overly involved because I coach all their sports. And really for me, it's an escape from the 8 to 5 gig or whatever's going on. I find being with my kids and coaching sports and doing things with them is the escape. So when you ask to do things, hey, can I take so and so to this, or can I go do this? I'm like, nope, I got it. Nope, I got it.
Because what else am I
Nope, I
going
got
to
it.
do?
Yeah, it really is. And partly too is that how am I going to take him to sports when he's the coach anyways?
Right.
Just take separate cars.
Right.
I'll drop her off. You guys, that won't be weird. And so, he coaches all but one of the teams of our kiddos. And our girls are on 4?
Good for you, Andrew.
4 or 5.
We did that when our kids were younger too.
So, I mean, it's so.
Not trying to one up you, Tracy.
No, I'm just saying we're older now. Well,
No, actually, you're not. Your kids are older.
Andrew, you're so young. He seems so young.
But he's the same age as you.
No, he's older.
I'm
than me.
older.
You're old. Oh,
He's older.
okay. Sorry.
Do we talk about ages on this thing?
We can. I'm
That's
the
not
youngest.
fair.
I just want you to know that I'm the only one not 40. Sorry, Housewives.
Wow.
Yeah.
I only get to say that
But
for
then
like,
I always say it's coming.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
Mhm.
I only get to say that for like 9 more months.
I
That's
know.
it.
Your 40s baby is coming.
I know.
Mhm.
It's gonna be.
Trade you in for 220s.
And my hairstylist told me that grays were coming in, and
I know.
she goes, I'm not the first person to tell you that. And I was like, so I went home and ate ice cream. That's how I tell you.
Because Andrew bought it for you.
That's it.
Actually, I bought it for the girls.
Yes.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. I'll get whatever flavor you want.
Yeah.
All right. So give us a little bit of a inside picture to how you guys handle conflict communication. You've already talked about how you just poke. How do you resolve? Let's give some practical advice.
Time heals all wounds. I think that we have both have just gotten to the point where, to your earlier point, I mean, it wastes an awful lot of energy and effort to even the silent treatment. Because then you're walking through the house, you go, oop, I can't talk to her. I'm supposed to be pissed.
Right.
And I got to change my facial expression, right? Oh, I can't share this with her, even though it's funny, because I don't want her to think we're getting along right now, right? And vice versa.
I don't want her to laugh.
Correct. Yep. So I think we've really kind of figured out that's not worth it. And both of us were pretty bad at I'm sorry, I was wrong. And I think what really
God gave us a child that can't say those words either.
as
That's all I was saying.
if you don't mind, just stop interrupting me.
I know it's exhausting, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I don't know how you do this every week with her. Let the adults talk. So I was going to say, as we try to teach our children the same thing about a mature response and a loving response is admitting you're wrong. I think it was one of those things when you point at somebody, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. And you're like, maybe we should work on that and be a model for that behavior instead of just telling her what she needs to do. So I think that's really kind of how break down for them, the long stretches of arguments and things that we just we've gotten a lot better at being able to say, hey, here's why I'm upset. And usually she changes and we're better. So
Tori, what's your point of view on this?
it's the same.
Yeah.
Next question.
That's all I got. Yeah.
Can I just say, this is amazing. Andrew, you make her speechless.
Yes, I do.
You met your maker, girl. Like you are.
She always says,
Not your
Meter maker.
yeah, you dang right, girl. No, she always says that she should have asked more questions.
I did. I should have asked more questions.
Oh, so funny.
So that's for you single people out there. Ask
Yeah.
more questions.
Yep.
Yep. I would say it's probably been in the last 7 to 8 years. We're actually probably 6 years. 6 years since we have 6, 7. Thank you. This is going to live forever. When we really learned how to that it wasn't worth it
Mhm.
on the silent
Do you
treatment.
think it's because of how long we've been married? Like you just hit a point where you're like, it's not worth it? Or do you think it's like you're getting older? It's the wisdom?
No, it's not the wisdom. We did a Bible study, a couples Bible study 6 years ago that I really think was really good. And that one just, I think the part that we got the most of it was the conflict and how to fight fairly.
Mhm.
And when you do that, then you're not, poking as
Yeah.
much. I mean, there's still that temptation to do so in certain ways, but I think
And I think, ultimately, we know that we're not trying to hurt each other, right? That wasn't the
Right.
intent.
Right.
So again,
It's not that you're trying to hurt each other.
she didn't do something
right.
with the intentions of me getting my
Exactly.
feelings hurt or feeling betrayed.
And the reason you're probably not talking is because you're the one that's hurting.
Right. And then what do? We suppress,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we really had to work on no longer being history majors, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
100%.
Mhm.
month and a half ago, remember when you did this?
Mhm.
No.
That's always
No.
been my problem because I'm a suppressor. And it's like I hold on to things and then once I blow. And he's like, holy crap, I didn't know all that.
I know we
Right.
talked about this before, and I feel like we talked about it on one of the other episodes, but I say this all the time, and it's a really good reminder of no relationship is expected or is supposed to be a 50-50 relationship. It's not supposed to be Andrew gives 50% towards it and Tori gives 50% towards it. It's going to be Andrew serving, Tori serving, and somebody's going to do more than the other at some point in time. I was just thinking about this last night when I'm sitting watching the football game. I'm exhausted from, I don't remember what I did yesterday, but I was exhausted. I'm sitting on the couch and Tracy's doing the dishes and I'm thinking she's staring lasers through the back of my head. And I'm just like, but there's been nights where I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just, I've been up there, I've been doing all the dishes and she's been working on show notes or doing something other than helping doing that. And I think it should be the perfect representation of what Christ does for us, right? And I think that's where we miss the boat a lot. And that is the stuff that when I can sit in the silence and the silent treatment that we're doing, I so quickly want to fix the problem. And the easiest fix to the problem is, I'm sorry, I screwed up. That was not my intentions. And hopefully be able to do a better job of communicating. And then give it a month and I'm going to screw up the exact same way I screwed up this month, right? And I think it's an amazing relationship to represent what God does for us.
Mhm.
We constantly screw up. He's constantly forgiving us. We screw up again, even on the exact same thing that we screwed up before that we've asked for forgiveness for. That I feel like it has to be the mentality we operate with the person that we're spending the rest of our lives with. Because you mentioned it earlier, Andrew. It's like you're walking through the house in silence. And it's like, there's so many things that happen to me on a daily basis that the first person I want to share it with is Tracy. If we're angry at each other and I don't get to share that, like that's not fun.
Mhm.
And my memory is going to forget how cool that was, whatever it was.
you
Then
forgot
I'm
what you
never
did
going to get to
yesterday.
share it.
Yeah. No.
So,
Yeah.
no, so I don't know. I think that's one of the things that I try to operate under. I do a horrible job at it, but I do believe that if I can sit in the uncomfortableness of when we do something where we're trying to have that silence treatment or we feel like we were hurt by the other person, most likely they don't know that they did it. You said it.
Mhm.
They're not trying to be malicious. They're not trying to.
Yeah.
Tori's not buying 5 things from Amazon to piss Andrew off,
I
right?
mean, maybe.
Doesn't.
I don't know. I
I
feel like
do
they
pick
do.
separate
He's gonna really
packaging
hate this one.
just so this one just keeps showing up.
Right.
maybe
They offer
just
the
Tori,
one
have
package.
you not
I know,
learned?
I
Add to
know.
tomorrow's, and it's just one delivery.
Yeah, no, not near
Um,
as fun.
I will say our most recent issue, which is a good one to talk about,
I don't remember.
it was a couple weekends ago when we went to Home Depot.
I remember it.
And the only reason she remembers it is
Because I
because
ditched her in the middle of the store.
no, it is because I talked to her about the healing version of it on
Yes,
the end of
you
it.
did.
And that is why she knows.
Yes, you did.
But it was one of those things where So I'm the type of person that I hold things because I think I'm protecting him. We have moved. He's changed jobs. We've had a daughter change school. We had another daughter start in high school. We've changed churches. There's all kinds of things that have gone on in our life.
So
Change
then
is
you went
hard.
to Home
Oh,
Depot? Where does Home Depot
hold
come
on.
into
It
this?
comes in because we moved and we're finishing the basement.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
he is doing the like general managing of all of that and like getting the contractors in and out and ordering all the things. And the burden that this man carries is a lot. And we had gone to Home Depot shopping for things for the house, for the basement. And I thought we were going on just a date night and going to dinner and maybe swinging by Home Depot. Like, not that was like the intent of the night, right? So we both had, what do we call that? Expectations.
Yep. Mhm.
We both had expectations for what the night was going to look like. And we are driving. And my least favorite thing, wives, you can understand this, is decision fatigue. Come Friday, you don't want to pick where we're going to dinner. If we're going on a date, this one is going
Why
to
is
pick
that
where
me?
we're going to
And why does it
dinner.
have to be me?
Well,
No.
I want to know, how did you present this evening?
Oh,
Like,
it
hey,
was
we're
not
going
She's the
to.
one that
presented.
actually offered Home Depot. I did not say, hey, let's go to Home Depot.
Well,
It
and
was, let's go to dinner and then we can go to Home Depot after.
And the reason is because Saturday was coming. We had a free day. And the last thing I wanted to do on Saturday was go to Home Depot. So it's like, let's
Also,
just
yeah.
go to dinner and swing through Home Depot and get
And
what we need.
Andrew, a little tidbit, when we were in Chicago, our date nights, when we would go on dates in Chicago, was we would go on a date, we'd go to
Yep.
eat dinner,
Mhm.
and then we ended up at Target.
Or Home Depot or whatever. Like, it's always like a
Like
thing.
it was,
for
we
us.
would end up there. Now, most of it had to do with we were avoiding our children. So we hired a babysitter. We
Mhm.
To
wanted
put
them,
them to sleep.
yeah, we
Yeah,
wanted them to be in
that's
bed by the
the-
time we got
exactly.
home.
Go home
You
until
do
they were
not
out.
go home
Yep.
until that is what I pay you for.
Yep.
It's not $10 an hour. It's $25 to
Yes.
put my kid to bed.
Yes.
That's what
We
it
were
is.
we were touring Target way before the kids thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's true. But I will say what happened was he had intentions at Home Depot. I also did. I was also frustrated that we didn't do the dinner thing, whatever. So I was already like in a mood, right? You know how women, when they're already in a mood, things just
Angry also.
pile on. Well, one of the things that happened was he was wandering and I was pushing the car and he was like, do you know what we need for this? And do you know what we need for
You
this?
were
And I was,
texting. You were
Huh?
texting. You were on
no,
your phone.
no, because you had texted me the list. So I'd pulled up the list, remember?
See, that's
And-
communication. I thought she was playing on her phone.
No, he was like, what do
I
we
asked
need?
the question.
He had
and
texted me the list earlier in the night. So I got on my phone and and opened the text of like all the list of the things that we need. Well, he didn't know what size of light bulbs. He didn't know what size of filters we needed. And it just became a pile on, right? Of the things that we thought we were going to get, but couldn't get because we didn't know the answer. And it was just in his approach and asking me and looking it up and trying to figure it out that I started going, I'm going to close off because I am not his fucking secretary. Excuse me, beep that. We're going to beep that.
She meant executive assistant. Right?
I can't even get her to come play back.
can you think about how angry she was that she just did that? Holy moly.
Sounds like she's forgiven you.
Promise.
I'll drive you home.
We live close enough. He can walk.
No, and here's the thing. It was just me like getting mad for no reason. I am admitting that. It was just like, hey, I wanted to be the wife that you wanted to walk through Home Depot, hold the kids and, looking at light bulbs, whatever. I had this vision of like date night because we've been able to do that. We've been able to make like our standard adulting nights sweet, and this is not what was happening here. And he was frustrated. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. We go home. I read my book. We do our thing, right? Wake up the next morning. I decided to just lay in bed and read my book. And he comes upstairs and he was like, so I'm sensing something. He was like, what did I do last night? And funny enough, all I said to him was like, I just had expectations, right? Communicate the expectations and what fell short. And that I'm not your secretary. And that's how I felt. And
The filters are 18 by 24.
actually, they're not.
Okay.
Dumbass.
But the one thing that he said was, he apologized, and as did I, for holding a grudge, because I did. I let it go too long. Was that he was like, it's so funny. He goes, when I go do those things and I'm on my own, I can be mad at myself that I forgot to look at the filter or I forgot to look at this, find out what it was. But because you were there, I was mad at you, even though it was not your responsibility to go down and check what size the filter was or what the light bulb was. Like, he was just mad. And the cool thing that came out of that was just the whole, both of what he said earlier and what I will say. Like, the pride is the issue. Pride has always been the issue with us. Like, you hold that grudge and you're too prideful to like let it down and just say you're sorry or just say what's going on. And my encouragement to wives, if you're listening, the worn out Christian mamas, it's okay if you're holding on to some grudges. We do. And you're being prideful. But the truth is, they need to know what's going on in your heart, because it's just creating like hardening of your heart. And you're going to miss out on moments if you don't share with them what's really going on.
It's good.
That's very good. Yeah. I wanted to play some kind of music that just like wraps that up. Just like,
That was when the keyboardist comes out and starts playing.
just like, and that's it. I mean, I can't beat that on a.
I don't know. I
Do you have
feel like you
anything
guys
else?
should. Come on.
What? No.
No, I just think it's weird. Y'all hold hands up and down the aisle.
She
I
tried.
knew. When we have 4 children tagging along, I was like, oh my gosh, that's my honey. He's so cute. I'm like, see him for once.
Oh no. Andrew goes, stop. People are going to think we're together.
I actually believe that would happen.
Got to keep your options open.
But when you're checking out at Home Depot and the cashier goes, oh, is it daddy?
Yeah, that was
daughter
not.
date
That was not
night?"
checking out.
No.
That was not checking out. That was years ago, and that was at Lowe's. And I said, "The hell with Lowe's from now on." We walked out of that store.
The Lowe's will not be sponsored.
Yeah, sorry about
So
Wow.
funny.
years ago.
Ah,
Oh,
years
that's
ago.
neat.
You
You're with
didn't
your
even
dad.
have the gray yet.
No, he
didn't. Didn't have the hair either. It's been gone for a while. So
Yeah, so it's good time. Good time. Sorry.
Yep.
What else? What else?
I don't know, but Esther's here to console me. Thank
She
you.
is.
Esther always has a cameo.
She
Mhm.
does.
She shows up.
One of them does.
Mhm.
Always.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know.
We don't hold hands at Home Depot. I do when we walk out of Home Depot. I'm like, "Did you get that in your pocket?" I do that to try to embarrass her, but now
Yeah.
she's past it.
I know. Because then I ask them, like, well, did you swipe the credit card from the woman's purse? And so I just go right back at him. So
Mhm.
it's not near as much fun.
You have had a really good one at the Target. You did a Target one time. Oh my
Which
gosh.
one?
You got to recall. It was something about you guys were standing at the self-checkout and the camera was on. You did something and you called him out on something and you embarrassed him.
Oh. That's
Must have been when you're buying one of your skeletons for your
yeah.
front yard.
Oh, you
Probably.
just see Andrew's
Or is
face.
it,
We got that on recording.
He's thinking, yes. I don't know. We
Yep.
can't. On a side note, can you please tell the story of this is completely.
Sorry, we do
Oh,
lose
go
our
ahead.
children on purpose when we go to stores, and then
Oh.
go up to the front desk and say,
Yes,
"Can you
we do.
call for?" Yeah, and then it
Oh,
embarrasses the heck
now
out of me.
imagine
If
being
you
their
don't
children.
do that, you need to. It's great fun.
It is.
Despite what the Bible says about children
Don't
and
exasperate
and is
your
that
children.
and parents exasperating your children, don't do it.
That's just, read
Fun.
that part.
It's still fun.
No, it's good because it still teaches them who's boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is
M's
true.
will come right up, red face, and she's
Oh yeah,
it's
and they're
great.
shaking their heads.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
yep.
Can the Shire girls please come to the front? Yep.
Oh man.
All right, so what were we gonna say?
I was going to tell Tracy this is completely, but we were speaking of Target, and so I want. Can you tell the story of when you were in the customer service line and the guy was getting a mop, and
shoot, can
Oh
I
my goodness.
recall that?
oh, it was so funny. But basically, the guy, she was a
Hold on. Yes, I was at customer service. I was picking up a drive up thing, and he came to he came up and he had a mop, a jug of bleach, and came up to the counter and he says, "Do you know where I can find the shovels?" And they were like, I mean, the person behind the counter, bless her heart. She
teenager.
Yes, she says, like a snow shovel? And he was like, no, like a shovel, like to dig a hole. And she's like, I think you need to go to Home Depot for that. And he was like, oh, okay. And he lifts up the mop and the bleach and he goes, does this get blood out? Does this get blood out? And she was like, I'm actually not sure. And by this point, I'm following. I think this guy's funny. And I look at the lady behind me and she's laughing too. And we're just like, and there was one more thing he said, and I don't remember what it was.
Tarp.
Oh, a tarp. He said, is there a tarp? Do you know where I can find a tarp? And she's like, actually, I don't know what you're talking about. And again, bless her heart, behind the counter. And he checks out and he leaves. And I was like, that was amazing. I really think that was hilarious. Thank you for sharing. And he said, he asked me, I got to the parking lot.
Yeah, you did.
I
Mhm.
checked out. I'm in the parking lot. He pulled up and he goes, hey, he goes, you know what? He goes, maybe I'll take you along. You video me. He goes, we could make a really cool TikTok account.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's the last time we saw Tracy.
Yeah, right.
And then it was like funny, but weird. And then, but afterwards, he said something about cleaning his son's bathroom. And I was like, ooh, that's even grosser.
Yeah, No, but I was the first person she messaged.
Oh,
after
I know.
that.
I was like,
She's
you want to love this.
Great. So
All right.
hey, I think that circles us back to proof of life. Look, they're still alive. We do have husbands.
And they
Still
still love us.
communicate.
We still communicate. Not the greatest, but
No,
we
we
do
are
it.
going to do better with the silent treatment.
Yes.
Mhm.
Or lack thereof, silent treatment.
Well,
right?
I'm going to say something real quick because y'all trying to end it.
He's not ready.
Yes.
There's something that also you do. You've come very, it's a second nature, I think, at this point, which has caused a lot of like diffusing of potential situations and taking things that would suppress, in which I'm like, I can't, I gotta quit, I gotta let that go. And that's become kind of a habit of yours. And when you say, hey, is there anything I can do for you today? Or is there any way I can specifically pray for you today? And I'm shocked, like, it's a compliment.
I know. Where she's serious. I'm like,
You're
wow.
I know there's no
You're
more.
saying
hold on,
something
hold on.
serious.
Is this on? It's on, right? There's like somebody get
Delete it,
that.
Craig.
And she's making humor because she can't feel.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to feel that you're being nice.
Yeah, I've
Just
told her that
keep
before.
going.
She's
Come
not a
on,
feeler.
Andrew. Get her
I'm
to
not a
feel.
feeler. I hate feelings.
Do it.
I
Get
hate
her.
it.
Get her, Andrew.
So, I think that has really, because I will take things out of my control, like work things.
Shut up, Tracy.
See, now we're getting.
Sorry. I'm
this
sorry.
is why we don't. This is why. This is why I tell her I don't compliment her. Because if I complimented her all the time, it would be meaningless. But if I do it like once a year, she's like, right?
Once a year? How about once every decade? Can we?
We can do that too. I can slow them down. I mean, a lot of like once a year, I got to think of something.
I don't know.
Thank
You've
you.
only got
All
a
right.
couple more decades left.
I know. Okay.
But no, in all sincerity, where you're getting oogie,
Sorry.
is that has really kind of caused me to go, all right, I need to really work on compartmentalizing. There's this issue that I'm having over here at work that's got to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, because it gives me the ability proactively, that if I do not say something, it's like, you know what, if you don't vote, I don't really care about your opinion about what's going on. Right. When she asks me something like that, if I don't provide an answer, if I'm like, no, all good, then
Ooh,
I don't
that's
really
convicting.
I don't have the ability. I don't get the choice to be able to say, nope, I'm upset about this, or you should have done this, or anything else.
Yep.
So, I think it's a good proactive approach, and I don't think that was necessarily the intent, but it kind of taught me that, to your point, conviction, that if I don't respond, and I don't do a very good job of it, but I've asked every once in a while, like, hey, do you want something at the store? That's kind of like my version, but yeah. So, I think that's really kind of helped us in the last, few years, probably, 2-3 years, that it's been more of a habit to, like I said, I don't give an opportunity. I don't give myself an opportunity, I should say, to be upset about something when my spouse is voluntarily first thing in the morning, and she is not a morning person or an afternoon person.
No.
But so I just wanted to share that.
I like that tidbit.
Yeah, that's really good, because prayer diffuses a lot.
Mhm.
Like, it allows you to really bow down and be in communication with the Lord, who is the one who you should be laying it all at his feet anyway.
And even something, as someone like myself, I don't know about you, Chris, but I am acts of service is my love language. And when someone just basically says, hey, is there anything I can do for you today?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that is the number one thing. And she knows acts of service is important to me. So that is someone who is not feeding into, but is proactively saying, what can I do as an act of service for you today? Is there anything I can do?
Mhm.
And I think that comes down to knowing the love language and feeding into the love language of that individual. Maybe it's not something, what can I do for you today? Maybe it is, something I can get for you today, but it feeds into other things that, for her, we've discussed
Same.
Amazon, so we know gifts are important.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
I think what you said though is really key. That's actually something that one of our most recent silent treatments that we had, one of the explicit things she said was, you don't pray over me enough. Which the idea of, I mentioned earlier, serving, like that little thing of asking, what can I be praying for, is swallowing your pride, which we talked about. And it is impossible for spouses to hold grudges when someone is asking that question.
Mhm.
I can't fathom that there's an ability to truly asking because you care, not doing it because you just, hey, here's a checkbox that I
Right.
can click off and
Yeah.
they're not going to be mad at me for a week now. But showing that, one, you swallowed your pride, and two, you're asking sincerely how you can be improving their lives is, I think, a really easy technique that allows for that communication because, hey, guess what's going to happen by you asking that? They're going to communicate what's going on in their lives,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And it's probably not going to happen with most guys right away.
Correct.
But
It may not be the first
you
day.
asked me that enough. You asked
Exactly.
me that enough times. I promise you, there's going to be something that is on my mind that is really easy at that time to say, here's what I'm dealing with. And a lot of times with guys, the silent treatments aren't because we're angry at our spouses, but that we just have a lot on our minds and that we don't want to put that on anyone else's shoulder. It's a really weird thing that guys have, that they just feel like they're supposed to wear all this on their shoulders and that
Mhm.
no one else is supposed to know about it. And we just have to remain silent and allow it to eat us apart. But I think that idea of asking that is just such a key. I wish we would have learned that a lot earlier in our relationship because I believe it. I believe in prayer. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe all the additional benefits that it brings. But without hearing it, you don't think about it. And
Mhm.
I think that's a really cool little tidbit.
Well, thank you. I have gotten nothing.
Well,
You're welcome, Tori.
Thank you.
Well,
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I think our encouragement, which we heard in a message this Sunday, that encouragement is really speaking something to bring courage to someone else to step in walking closer to with the Lord, whatever it is, it's just giving courage. And so, mamas, we are women, we're giving you courage to speak up about what you're holding silently, communicate, be brave, and really just put yourself out there because we know that when you can set yourself aside, your pride aside, and share, you can get to a really peaceful place that the Lord wants you to be in.
Amen.
And I would say another helpful tip on just a different question you can ask would just be like when you're trying to make up a story in your head of why he's not talking to you or why you haven't been communicating. One of the things that I have found that I was very helpful for Andrew and I would be when I would ask him like, is this something that I have done or is this work related?
That's good.
And then he can be like, no, it's work. And I can go, okay. So then I immediately step back and I like, if he wants to go further into that, we go further into that of what's going on in that situation. But then two, it gives me that release of like, this isn't yours.
Mhm.
And I know then that way I'm not reacting to him
Yeah.
because he's in a funk because he's dealing with something at work. I'm going, well, he's in a pissy mood because, and it's supposed to be date night and da 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 da. But it gave him the opportunity to be like, hey, no, this was something that I wanted to discuss with you and this. But again, another opportunity. But because you guys are, like you said, Chris, really good at compartmentalizing. Thank
Mhm.
you. And and like you said, Andrew, it's just the opportunity to say, yes, this is something that we needed to address, or this had, it's not you at all. It's just I'm trying to problem solve all of this and all of these, put
Mhm.
all these fires out in my 8 to 5.
Well, and I will tag on that too. It goes the same way, like when when I get upset about something, it could be something that he like triggered me in, like trigger. I hate that word, but
Wow, millennial.
right. I don't even know why I use that, but like, it was like the little thing that set me off,
Yeah.
but it's beyond that, like
That
I've
is
been,
so Riz.
No
no,
cap.
oh no.
What? Should we? not-
Nope. They
Okay.
just went young and it just didn't work.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Let's just say, I will say though, the reason I was getting to that point was, so what happens when he will maybe say something and it will affect me? It was a small thing that he said, but I'm going through a lot of things. I'm going through menopause. I am going through grief of losing a dear friend. There's certain things that just hit me like a freaking wave. But the one thing he said is what sets me off. And I have got to and I've told him this like more recently, like I've just got to unload all the things when the one thing happens, because I'm at the place in my life where I don't know what's causing it. Grief is a beast, man. And there's a lot going on in the heart. And if you're not talking about it, like I said, one little thing could be a big thing. And if I'm not sharing that with him, he's thinking that it's like, he's done something that the world is crashing down on, and it's not. It's just a small thing, and I have a lot going on. So,
Well, I think
just
something
be
you have to
open.
also keep in mind as you talk about small things that then you kind of attack Chris.
Mm-hmm.
We feel comfortable doing that with them because
Right.
we're in love.
Yeah.
And we know there's really nothing that's going to happen that's going to cause that to go away, right? Or to damage that relationship to a level beyond repair. I think about that with my kids at this age, where
Mhm.
all of a sudden I'm just like, you're just a complete butthead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I tell them, I said, I know why you're doing this, because you feel comfortable
Right.
doing it with us, because
Yeah.
regardless, we're going to love you,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean that what you're doing is right.
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 It's good
So
practice for these teenage years.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
So, and evidently for marriage, but I think the other thing I wanted to just talk about just real quick is setting expectations whenever you're having conversations. When you're talking about how ladies, he can't read your mind. Sorry, he can't read your mind. But when you want to have those conversations, men immediately get into fix it mode. Okay.
Mhm.
Because to us, that's our value,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I hate to say that's what fills our cup, but to a large extent, that's why we enjoy work so much, is we see the effectiveness of what we've done. And I even hate this one, but doing the yard, I get immediate gratification from doing the yard because I saw how crappy it was before and how oh,
Mhm.
look at that. Just an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half into it. Look how great it looks, right? So that's our mentality of the fix it. So being able to share from wife to husband the expectations of what we're going to talk about and what I need from you.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's not going to happen the first time. I guarantee it. It's going to go into default mode for the guy, but this is what you should do.
Yep. Yep.
And it's going to take time. It's going to become hopefully a best practice in the relationship. But being able to set the expectation of what you're looking for in a conversation with each other and the forefront's pretty important too.
We learned that in therapy.
Yep.
It's like,
Well,
Or
that's
you should have come to me. Could have saved you some money.
it is do you want to be helped, hugged, or heard? Like, do you just want to be heard? Okay, I got you. Do you want to be hugged and just told I love you and you're gonna get through it? Or do you want to actually, step into that fix it mode? It's hard. But you got to do it with teenagers too, because that is a really big part of life right now.
Yeah.
And that will be our next episode.
Maybe not.
Maybe. Well, no, you'll be at
You
the
guys
tail
should
end of
bring-
it.
You
And-
guys should bring the teenagers on the next show.
No.
Yeah, that's
Remember?
Mm-mm. No.
Got it. All right.
No. Well, we'll be in battle because, yeah, our children.
Let's finish the sentence.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm out. All right. Tracy, close us.
Oh, this was good. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
We love that you still support us 4 years into this labor of love.
Yeah.
We absolutely enjoy bringing some real talk to some worn out Christian women.
Yeah. Until next time, housewives.
Bye.